What's up everyone, John Rettinger from TechnoBuffalo here, and I want to talk about the tech equivalent of the Yeti, the Loch Ness Monster, the Magician, whatever it is you want to call it. Let's talk about the Verizon iPhone. This thing has been as rumored as long as the iPhone itself has been in existence. We've got a fresh batch of juicy rumors, which sounds kind of disgusting, but these rumors may actually have some legs to them and are backed up by what's supposedly a bit of fact. So let's go ahead and run through them all. I've got my glasses on so you know this is a serious video. Let's get started. So if you see me look down, I've got some notes in front of me. There's a lot to cover. MacDailyNews today sort of put out the first rumors of an LTE-based Verizon iPhone. LTE is Verizon's new 4G technology that just launched actually last week in select markets and is sort of planned for a full rollout. I initially, and sort of most technology pundits and geeks and whatever, speculated that when Verizon did get an iPhone, which now seems inevitable, would not be launching with LTE on board. Very similar to what we saw when the first iPhone launched without 3G. The network isn't widespread and it's a tremendous suck on battery. However, MacDailyNews, which has a decent record of prediction, is saying otherwise and quoting quite credible sources, which is a hard thing to say. So let me go ahead and run through the full list of rumors with you. So supposedly, Verizon management had training on the iPhone last week, and this has been substantiated by their sources. You would have thought we would have heard a bit more leaks coming out of this. This is sort of the first, I guess, poke in the dam, and the water is starting to spread out. So Verizon also supposedly had functioning LTE-capable devices at this management training session that they were showing off to employees. So this iPhone that's got 4G does in fact exist. A formal announcement is supposedly coming right after Christmas. The formal announcement right after Christmas was supposedly one of the last terms that AT&T managed to negotiate with Apple. So post-holiday, figure everybody who wants to get an iPhone before the holiday will run out to AT&T. We'll see an announcement possibly right after Christmas or the first of the year, which also coincides with CES. So that may be the ideal platform for the Big Red to actually launch their 4G capable device. The Verizon iPhone supposedly will be available immediately upon announcement. So we're already at the middle of December, so a month from now we could actually have a Verizon iPhone in your hands, a 4G Verizon iPhone in your hands to say the least. Devices are supposedly 100% cooked and have already been shipping actually for quite some time to sort of build up on inventory. Kind of interesting. The Verizon iPhone is not being shipped to any third-party retailers to try and keep the rumors and the leaks to a minimum. Verizon agreed to take 100% responsibility for security of these devices. So all devices will be in their hands until the official announcement takes place. So they're probably stored in some mysterious Raiders of the Lost Ark type warehouse piling up. But supposedly we will be seeing these, and these are not necessarily an iPhone 5, it's an iPhone 4 that is going to be LTE capable. Kind of interesting. So the new phone is LTE device, and it's actually going to be called the LTE iPhone, supposedly, and is going to be exclusive to Verizon. It is going to be spec for spec an iPhone 4 with the benefit of LTE. Now, since LTE is not sort of everywhere in the country yet, it will be able to fall back to Verizon's 3G service, which is EVDO. So this will also be really the first LTE phone that we've seen on the market. I suppose it would make sense that a phone of this magnitude that's sort of able to take advantage of this new data network would be the iPhone, such sort of a flagship phone. So next, the iPhone 5 was planned to debut in the summer as an LTE-capable phone on a variety of carriers. AT&T is also committed to an AT&T network, to an LTE network, but their LTE network, and sort of saying that quite a bit, was not ready, and supposedly that angered Apple. You don't want to anger the giant. So we'll see it announced on Verizon first, and again, it's not an iPhone 5. It's supposedly as an iPhone 4 that's LTE capable. Steve Jobs himself is supposed to be very upset that carriers aren't getting their LTE act in order, which, I mean, whatever, he can be upset all he wants. And Apple is supposedly funding some of the infrastructure for the carriers to launch their LTE capable devices. So this sort of goes against what's been said in the past. Again, people have been speculating that an LTE iPhone would not launch until the network was more widespread and the battery technology had improved. That was sort of the same model that we saw with the initial 3G iPhone. This does seem to have a bit of legs to it. It would make sense that we will actually see a full LTE capable device. On the press call that was announcing their 4G network, Verizon was very adamant about saying that they're going to hold off on announcements on devices until a consumer-oriented event, which certainly would be the Consumer Electronics Show in January. So are you waiting for a LTE iPhone? I can tell you I've used LTE. The speeds are unbelievable. But oftentimes the speeds on your phone isn't determined by the network speed. The bottleneck is actually going to be the processor. So while your phone might be capable of pulling down 16 megabits per second, the processor is not necessarily going to handle it. So you'll probably see speeds that'll be akin to using Wi-Fi at home. It'll probably be that fast, but don't expect lightning blazing fast speeds unless Verizon rather, and Apple are going to let the iPhone serve as some sort of mobile hotspot or enable tethering, in which case you can use it as a 4G modem, much like this guy here, and you can take advantage of those 4G speeds on your desktop. Could be interesting. So what do you guys think about all these new rumors? Are you excited, not excited? I think a lot of people have been waiting for a Verizon iPhone, a 4G Verizon iPhone that's actually truly capable of running on a 4G network. Would probably be worth the wait and would be the icing on the cake for these folks that have been patiently biding their time for years. Personally, I'm really excited about the potential, and especially if we can see it in just a few weeks, could make the Consumer Electronics Show a very, very interesting venue. I'm Rettinger from TechnoBuffalo. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.